Welcome to Da Nang, one of Vietnam's top destinations for visitors and expats alike. But does Da Nang live up to all that hype? Well, we're going to break it down category by category, let you know what we like about Da Nang, what we don't like about Da Nang, and let you know whether or not we think Da Nang is overrated. My name is Ryan. My wife Emily and I are the Snail Travelers. The beaches. If you know anything about Da Nang, then you already know that it's one of Vietnam's prime beach resorts. And you can see why in the video clips here. There are many kilometers of wide, sandy, and beautiful beaches. As soon as we arrived in Da Nang, walking on the beach became an instant daily activity for us, and the same would go for you, or at least we think it should. So I've already proven to you that the beaches are pleasant for walking. But what about swimming and getting into the water? Well, I would say it depends on the time of year. There are times of the year when not only is the weather a little cold and gloomy, but also when the waves are rough and definitely not safe for swimming. And of course, you can always dip your toes into the water at any time of year. The beaches here are beautiful, fun, and the highlight of life in Da Nang, so we give the beaches here a thumbs up. The Dragon Bridge. The Dragon Bridge is probably the city's most notable landmark, with its golden-colored support work formed into the shape of a dragon. At night, people gather around to watch the dragon breathe fire and spit water. Don't miss this when you come to Da Nang, and we give this experience a thumbs up. International food. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why would I waste my time on international food when the Vietnamese food is so fabulous, right? Well, don't worry, we've got plenty of Vietnamese food to show you later in the video. But yeah, sometimes we do get a craving for something different, and as you're seeing, there are many options. So what did we choose? American food? Nope, we've eaten plenty of American food in our lifetimes. Turkish food? Well, no, we actually live in Turkey now, as you know if you've watched our videos, so we can get that at home. Malaysia is our next country, so we're controlling our desire for Malaysian food until we get there. We chose to have food that is inspired from Mexico. If you're familiar with the Chipotle restaurant chain, well, this is just about the same. The food is delicious, the portion sizes, massive, as you can see here, and the prices are reasonable. But overall, the abundance of international food here we think is a positive feature of Da Nang. The cost of living. Alright, before I get into the cost of living, I need to explain to you that there are two main areas of Da Nang, and the difference in prices between these two areas is noticeable. Look closely in the map here. You see that strip of land to the right of the river and to the left of the ocean? Well, you're talking prime real estate there, and it's the center for tourism and the heart of the expat community in Da Nang. The area right over here to the left of the river, it's going to cost less. This area has a more local vibe and feels more like a genuine Vietnamese city. So let's take a look at our apartment, and then I'll let you know how much it cost. All right, we are in Da Nang, Vietnam, and this apartment is so fabulous that we're going to give you a full tour right here. Let's take a look at the kitchen first. We've got a microwave, refrigerator, sink, everything we need for our time here. Here's the first bedroom. There's actually two bedrooms here. So there we've got this bedroom. We've got a bathroom over here. Let's take a look at the living room next. Nice living room. We always like to have a big table when we're traveling so that we can get some work done. Let's take a look at the other bedroom here. And it's got its own bathroom here. And here's the best part about this apartment, the balcony. Now, unfortunately, it is kind of gloomy and rainy today, but when the weather clears up, I think it's going to be a fabulous view. Here's the beach down here, and here's Da Nang, the city. So we are very excited to be here in Da Nang. So this apartment was in the higher price area, and when we were there, costs about $35 per night on Airbnb, about $850 for a month on Airbnb, or around $500 or $600 per month on a 1-year lease. But like I said, move across the river or give up the ocean view, and you would find that the price for a similar apartment drops substantially, maybe even up to half. Food prices are reasonable, especially for Vietnamese food, where you can get a meal for just around $2, double that for a meal of Western food. For really cheap groceries, head over to Cho Con Market, where you will find cheaper prices than the supermarket. The downside is that the aisles in this market are extremely narrow and crowded, and you just have to kind of push your way through some of the tighter areas. All in all, if we were living here full-time, based on our personal lifestyle, we think we could live comfortably in the $1,000 to $1,200 range per month. Prices can change, and I'll put a sample budget down in the description below. But yeah, thumbs up for the cost of living. The traffic. The traffic here is shocking to us. Or maybe I should say the lack of traffic here. I mean, just look at the streets here. It almost seems like a ghost town. Now, the volume of traffic does depend on the season, the peak season versus the low season, and also the traffic is heavier on the inland side of the river in the heart of Da Nang. But yeah, we came to Da Nang from Hanoi, so I guess we thought the traffic here would be similar to the chaos there. The traffic here in Da Nang is literally a breath of fresh air, and so we give our experience with the traffic a thumbs up. Cooking. Okay, I'll say it right from the beginning, this was our favorite experience here in Da Nang. We attended the 𝗟𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗧𝗡𝗏 cooking class and learned how to make 4 of Vietnam's delicious dishes. The first were spring rolls, which are addicting, let me tell you. Next were the Vietnamese pancakes, which was the first thing we ate when we first arrived in Vietnam. Next was an eggplant dish and a delicious sauce. I made this bowl here. It's beautiful, don't you think? And finally, we made Vietnam's most famous dish, pho, which is a noodle soup. The food was great, but even better than the food was the experience. It was just a lot of fun. We spent so much time laughing. The instructors were so full of energy and really knew how to get us all enjoying our time at the class. So it's mandatory for me to put a link to this cooking class down in the description. Please check it out when you come to Da Nang. Construction. Yeah, there is a lot of construction here in Da Nang, and if you are coming to live here long term, I'm going to suggest to you that you choose your apartment building very carefully. If you see any vacant land around your building, I would recommend that you just assume that there will be, at some point, a year or so listening to a lot of drilling and hammering as you slowly watch yet another skyscraper rise up from that former vacant lot that was so peaceful. Just something to be aware of, and it's really the only thing about Da Nang that makes us hesitate to say it's Vietnam's perfect city. Mì Quang. Mì Quang is a delicious food item that is local to Da Nang, and one of my favorites in Vietnam so far. It is a rice noodle dish that is more often served for breakfast than it is for dinner. The noodles are in a broth, but with a slight curry or turmeric flavor. Then add some meat, I chose the chicken, and then add the hard-boiled egg, some vegetables and herbs, a few peanuts, and interestingly, also the rice and sesame crackers. And if you're looking for a great place in Da Nang to try it out, head over to a restaurant called Nong Thi Hoa. The seating at the restaurant here is a beautiful open-air garden setting, the staff is super friendly, and the service is excellent. The prices are reasonable, about 75,000 dong or $3 for my Mì Quang. And you won't leave hungry, I promise you. So, back to the question, do we think Da Nang is overhyped? Well, let me just say that for us, although we think Da Nang is a fabulous city, it probably wouldn't be our first choice. We liked Hanoi just a little bit better. But hey, if you liked what you saw in this video, then Da Nang might very well be that perfect place for you. Alright, the playlist you see there has more videos from all over the world that I think you'll like, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our future videos from Vietnam and from around the globe. Thanks for traveling with us.